Hello and welcome to Modern Toy Fair Reviews. Today we are taking a look at the Mafex Spider-Man Ben Reilly figure. As always, let me know in the comments below if you've got this figure or if you are still on the hunt for a decent price. And make sure to like and subscribe for more toy-related content every week. But that's enough chitter chatter, let's go ahead and get at her. Alright, so let's start with how the figure turned out. So we'll look at the head first. You can see Spider-Man mask, got the webs, got the big eyes, those big like Todd McFarlane style eyes from the 90s. Got the kind of shading in the webs going all the way down his neck into his chest. Then you have the big black spider emblem, which I really love about this costume, but you can kind of see it's not quite lined up where it's supposed to be. If you move down the arms, you got just plain blue going down to the wrist gauntlets for the webbing, and then you've got the fingers on the fists that are painted to look like the red with the webbing. The lower body here, we've got the legs, you've got some shading throughout the blue going down all the way to with a little bit of the red with the webs on the sides of the legs. And then if we flip it around, more of that red with the webs and then that big spider again. You can definitely see it a lot easier on the back than the front with the black paint not being quite lined up. Then you got a spider booty along with some more shading down the legs, down to that red with the webbing on the sides again. So if you look past some of the paint app issues, the figure looks absolutely great. Okay, on to some articulation. So we are going to start with the head. So something I actually figured out while we were doing this. So it does obviously have the two joints, one at the lower neck and one where it connects to the head. When Mike came out of the box, the head doesn't really move back and forth very well. It kind of moves a little bit side to side, but nothing crazy. However, when I took the head off, I noticed that this piece here was spun around. So it was the opposite direction. So the ball was more forward rather than back, because the neck joints on these have that little kind of like, I guess, slanted like zigzag pattern. So the second I flip that around, put it on, now it twists a little better side to side. I get significantly more up and down, so that's something to keep an eye on while you're opening your figure and kind of playing with it. Beyond that, I mean, torso articulation, it's Mafex Spider-Man, so it's insane. I mean, you got both the upper chest and lower waist ball joints here that just kind of let you do pretty much any Spider-Man pose you could possibly want. And then arms go up way past 90 thanks to the shoulder joint and the like dumbbell or butterfly joint we got in there that rotates around. You can get a lot forward and backwards. It spins all the way 360 degrees forward and backwards. You've got the bicep swivel. You've got the double joint elbow, and you've got the wrist peg. I will say this one, it's pretty good. You do kind of have to fiddle with it a little bit just because they're so small that if you don't, the hand just kind of pops off, which isn't terrible. I'd rather the hand pop off than snap off, because that's definitely a much worse scenario to be in. Legs, not quite 90 degrees out to the side, but about 90 straight forward. Decent amount back considering he's got that spider booty. Then you've got the double joint knees. You've got a little bit of a swivel there because it has the kind of extra hinge at the hip. And then, of course, the ankle ball joint, which goes forward, back. And then you got the toe joint, and you can also twist the ankle pretty much any direction, side to side you want. So you can make sure to get him in pretty much any Spider-Man pose you could possibly want. There's very few that I've found that you can't get to. Alright, let's take a look at the accessories. So you do have this alternate head for Spidey with the more angry eyes. Then you have the unmasked head with that Ben Reilly blonde hair. You got the extra neck, so it has a little bit of the skin showing instead of it just being the straight up spider pattern. Let me show you real quick. So you pop the old one off, pop this one right on in its place, like so. Then you have the relaxed hands, the spread out finger reaching hands. You've got these hands that are meant to hold the unmasked mask, which is right here. Got all the nice little folds and the pattern and the eyes. Has a little peg there. Not gonna lie, did not realize that was a thing until I actually started doing this review. It took me forever. I'm like, man, why won't this hold the mask? And as you can see, it holds it pretty well. Then you have the thwip hands. You've got the web holding hands for the more longer webs. You've got the magnetic hands and feet. You've got the web shooting effects, both large and small, and they fit on pretty easily. Just pop the hand off, put this over the peg, and pop the hand back on, and voila. Then you have the longer web effects for him to be holding on like he's swinging. And here it is in the hand itself. And of course you have the Mafex stand. Alright, so quick size comparison. Here you have him with the Mafex Deadpool. You can see Deadpool's a little taller. You've got him with Carnage, who's also a little bit taller, which I like. Here he is with the Marvel Legends J. Jonah Jameson, who's a little bit shorter, which I'm not a huge fan of. And then you've got the Super 7 Raphael from the Ultimates line, who's a little bit shorter. Alright, and last up is the box. So I really like the Mafex boxes. You've got that green in the back with the blue webs. You've got the figure at the bottom with the logos for Spider-Man and Mafex. And you've got the little like comic book like corner tab from the 90s, which I absolutely love. It also has like the little number for the figure and everything. You've got some logos up on top. You've got the figure with some cool designs on the sides. And then spin it around here. You've got the figure with the accessories and all the different poses and more logos and pretty much everything that you need to kind of show off this figure. But yeah, I really like the boxes for these. They're definitely probably my top 10 figure boxes that are out there nowadays. Alright, so overall, I really like how this figure turned out. I know that a lot of people are upset about the way the upper torso is, with the cut of it being a little wider than the lower torso, but I think that's more so just to be able to get more articulation out of it. I will say my biggest gripe is that they've just gotten really sloppy with their paint apps between this, and then also I recently got the animated series Batman. Both the emblems are kind of not quite where they're supposed to be. I have seen people go through, though, with the Gundam markers for the model kits and fix them, so I might try that. We'll see. But overall, still really happy with it. Not too many major gripes. Let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on it. Also, make sure, as always, go and follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and now TikTok for more figure photography related stuff like what you're about to see here in a second. Also, make sure to like and subscribe for more weekly toy related content. Between the reviews, you have Toy Therapy, where we interview different people in the toy community, and then also the Modern Toy Fair podcast, where we just get together and kind of talk about toy related stuff that's kind of going on, or just whatever we feel like each week. Also, go to twitch.tv/Modern Toy Fair every Wednesday for weekly purchases. And if you happen to miss it live, it will be up for, I believe, 30 days with the VOD feature. So check that out. But hopefully we'll see you next week. Same toy time, same Toy Fair channel. Thank you for watching.